Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show for a thriving business and life. We are live Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com, w4wn.com, and my YouTube channel. And today we are going to continue to talk about empowered manifestation with the emphasis on surrendering and letting go of your manifestations so that you create them. And I'm your host, Nancy Deutsch, licensed clinical social worker, certified hypnotherapist, and intuitive business expert. I combine my counseling, coaching, and intuitive abilities to transform your life and to help you transform your life and your business. And I see that we have Allie in the house. Happy Thursday to you too, Allie. And also, this show is not a replacement for therapy or counseling. It is for educational purposes only. So I want to go over last few weeks. Let's go over the steps of the process of manifestation. And then today we're going to go doing a deeper dive into the last step before the manifestation occurs. Okay, so the first thing is you are going to check in with yourself. The first step is checking in with yourself and listening to your heart's calling. And your heart and your soul are connected. So asking yourself, what is my heart calling me to do? And when you ask that question, you're asking your soul, because your soul speaks through your heart. And then the next step is doing the goal setting and intention setting. So you're going to set up 3 intentions, clear intentions. And now intentions are the overall umbrella and the goals are the spokes. So for example, the intentions are, I'm creating financial freedom, and the spoke would be, I'm manifesting $5,000 a month or $5,000 more a month. That would be the goal. And you're going to set up 3 intentions and get clarity on your goals. And then the next step is working on doing the clearing. You're doing whatever you need to clear so that you are moving towards your manifestation. And you want to make sure that your energy is clear, that you feel it, you believe it, you know it's happening. And if there's any doubt, any fear, any frustration, any anger, then that needs to be cleared so that you end up in a feeling or in a place of peace or joy or love, in that belief and that knowing this is happening. Okay, so then the next step is making that deeper connection with yourself. It's making the deeper connection with your higher self, that wise, unconditionally loving you. And it's making that deeper connection with your soul, making the deeper connection with your guides and your angels and all of the universe, the beings of light. They want you to be in the manifestation and manifest a life, a thriving life, a thriving business. That's what the universe really wants for you. But what happens is we get in our own way. So it's about clearing the decks, clearing ourselves, connecting more deeply. And then the next step is really focusing on giving your manifestation, your visualization, whatever it is you are working on. You're going to visualize, you're going to feel it, you're going to know it, you're going to believe it, and you feel it so strongly. And you keep in that frame of mind until the manifestation occurs. That is the next step. Give positive attention to them daily. And then you're going to listen to your heart, your gut, your intuition. Your intuition is going to guide you. It's going to guide you on the journey towards this manifestation, and it's learning to listen to those feelings, those gut feelings, the impulses. And again, this is about listening to the positive impulses. If your intuition does not guide you towards something negative, something that would hurt you or someone else or the environment, your intuition guides you towards the positive manifestation of what you're working on creating. And then you have letting go and surrendering. And that's what we're up to today. Because that process of letting go and surrendering, besides the clearing, may be the most challenging process of all. And the reason why I say that is there's this delicate balance of really believing and knowing and feeling that you are moving towards this manifestation and yet not being attached. And that's why I wanted to devote this show to that, because this is so complicated. So we are in for a very cool understanding. And I want to make sure that you all really get what it is you need to do to really let go and surrender and what that really means. And we have Misty who asks, it's hard to distinguish the positive at times. Negative can look positive at times. So I think you're talking about and Misty, if I'm not saying this right, or if this isn't what you mean, then please put in the chat, clarify for me. But I think you're talking about that positive visualization every day and being able to keep focusing on that positive visualization. And you may think that you're doing so when you say the negative can look positive at times, is there an example that you can give me, like what happens for you or someone you know that makes it feel like the negative can look positive? So I would really love more of an example so that I can be clearer in what I'm answering for you, because I really want to support you in being able to distinguish between the positive and the negative, and how you get confused and how the negative can confuse you. So please let me know. And I see that we have Mickey in the house. Welcome back, Mickey. And Mickey asks, it is hard to determine what to surrender at times. Okay. So let me get into more of the surrendering process and what that really means and looks like. And while I wait for Misty to get back to me with the piece or clarification so that I can answer it better. So when you are working on manifestation and you are in that place of really focusing on that manifestation, and I am looking for some notes so that I can be really clear for you. Okay, so being able to surrender and not get attached to the outcome. It's learning this place of detachment. And so let me give you an example. Let's say, okay, an example that I've worked with in the past. For example, take Susie. So Susie was really wanting to be in a relationship with Ryan. And Ryan was, she wasn't sure how much he really liked her. And so she wanted to manifest her divine partner. And she was intent on manifesting her divine partner. And she was hoping and wanting it to be Ryan, thinking, oh, this is Ryan. Oh, Ryan is the one. So what Susie and I worked on is letting go of it having to be Ryan. That if she really believed in herself and her beauty and her wonderfulness and her magnificence, that it doesn't have to be Ryan. We worked on letting go of the attachment that this partner was Ryan so that she could really get in touch with, ah, I am manifesting and drawing to me my divine right partner. And we worked on letting go of it having to be Ryan. And what happened was she let go of the attachment that it had to be Ryan and went into detachment, that she knew that she was manifesting this divine partner and the right person, the right man was coming. And it didn't have to be Ryan. And I will tell you, it wasn't Ryan. There was another man, a man that was even better than she could have even imagined. And that's what happens when you let go of the attachment and you go into detach, trusting yourself and trusting your soul and trusting the universe. That's when the magic and the miracles happen. Now, the process itself isn't necessarily an easy one, okay? So we're going to talk more about that. Now, Misty got back to me, so so Misty says, just seeking things to go with you need to really see what is positive and not negative feelings positive. Making sure you're on the right path going towards the correct goal at the time. So just seeing things to go the way you need to really see, and to see positive and not negative feelings, and to make sure that you're on the right path going towards the correct goal. So I think this is what you mean, and you'll let me know, Misty. So really, this is about, it's what you know that you're in the positive by the feelings. And it feels like, oh, I feel excited. I feel I'm so clear. I am knowing. Like Susie got to a point where she knew that she was manifesting her divine partner, and she gave up that it had to be Ryan. And what ended up happening is Jonathan came in. And Jonathan came in, and Jonathan was better than she could have even imagined that the universe brought her a man that was loving and kind and compassionate and everything she wanted and more in many ways. And I say many ways because there's she knew that he was the right one for her. That was what was most important. She could feel the soul connection. So, and it's about letting go of that fear, letting go of the frustration, letting go of the doubt. And letting go of doubt is a really important piece of learning how to surrender and trust the universe that this is happening. And one of my mentors talks, and a good example of this is you go to a restaurant and you place your order, and you place your order and then you let the kitchen do its job. You don't keep thinking about, oh, what time is it? Where is my, now this is a normal restaurant that brings you the food in the right time, appropriate. But you don't keep saying, oh, where's my food? Where's my food? You're trusting that that restaurant is making your food and preparing it deliciously, and it comes out in the right time. And that is an example of what happens for all of you. You put your manifestation order into the universe. That's really what's happening. You put it into the universe, and it's working on letting go of those expectations of when and how and who and what it should be. It's really about really trusting and letting go that it's happening in the divine time that it's meant to happen. And divine timing means that certain pieces of the puzzle sometimes need to happen before the manifestation occurs. And I'll go back to Susie and Jonathan. Susie had to go through the process of letting go of Ryan, of healing whatever was going on for her, keeping her attached to Ryan, so that she can open to more trusting of herself, her process, and the universe to allow Jonathan in. So that's an example. Now, and the way that you know that you're on the right path is you know you're on the path when there's this sense of this is happening. And I am in really trust and faith that this is happening. I know this is happening. And I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to plan it. I need to surrender and trust my intuition to guide me to any steps that I need to take in order for it to happen. So it's learning to let go of that energy of need. I need this to happen, to the energy of I trust this to happen. And so if you are not sure if it's the positive or the negative, the best way to feel that is to go to the feelings. And it's not feeling the feelings from your head, but feeling the feelings in your body. Because when you're in an alignment, body, mind, emotion, spirit, you're in that alignment for that divine manifestation to take place. And you're in that alignment so that you can trust and believe that it's happening. And you know that it's happening when you feel that those positive feelings of you feel a peace about it. And there's a trust or there's an acceptance to where you're at. So hopefully that makes it more of a distinguish. So you want peace, you want trust, you want that faith, you want to believe, to know this is happening. So Misty says, she was just holding on to a named person who she wanted those qualities from when he did not have them and never could. When she realized it, what she wanted in other people could possess them. Yes. So what happened was she was holding on to this person because she thought he was the one. And she thought that he had the qualities that she wanted. And Ryan may have had some of those qualities, but he may not have had all the qualities the universe wanted her to have. And so when she met Jonathan, after she did her process and released the energy, she was able to allow herself to bring in even better, because that's another belief. I really believe the universe, and when you do your manifestation work, you want to make sure that you are saying this or better. Because you may have a picture or a vision of what you want, like Susie thought she wanted Ryan, but when she was able to let go, I want the right person, this or better. So she let go and stopped even thinking about that it had to be Ryan or that it was Ryan. And then the universe was able to bring her a man who was even better for her. And that's the power of letting go. So, and hopefully that was a helpful example. I'll give you another example. So another example is Samantha she was working on building her business, and she was in the frame of mind. She was working on building her business, and she didn't believe that she could create. She had a lot of fear of doing group work and doing groups, and she was stuck in thinking that she had to just do individuals. And then what happened as we went through the Intuition Advantage process, the work that I do, she was able to let go and really trust that if she was meant to do groups, that she would move towards that. And since the time that we worked together, she has been running groups and making more money and being able to do so that she has created a total increase in her income. And that's the power of the manifestation and letting go. So letting go is letting go of any energies that you need to let go of that would keep you in an attached state, or will keep you in, let's say, negative feelings, like you were talking about, Misty. Letting go of anything that would keep you from the alignment of body, mind, emotion, spirit, where you feel that alignment in your body, and you feel the peace, and you feel the love, and you feel the joy, and you know that you are in the manifestation process. And that is what can happen. Now, and then what ends up happening is when you let go, and when you really let go and surrender, it can speed up your manifestation. And again, I want to put the divine timing. Divine timing is so huge and so crucial. It's really about, like, we can have expectations. So you may have this expectation, well, it needs to happen within 6 months, or it's never going to happen. And that is not true. It's about trusting that you're on that path, and that you're doing whatever you need to do to clear the energy that keeps you from the manifestation. Now, you may want it in 6 months, but what if and I'm always talking about the highest and greatest good. Your highest good is in the divine time. There's an alignment of you when it's going to be in your highest good for this manifestation to happen. And the divine timing is your highest good. The divine timing is when things are set up behind the scenes. Because I really believe that when we're working on manifesting something, anything, whether it's our business, whether it's our life, whether it's our health or our finances or a relationship, when we're in that process, we do our job, which is the steps that I talked about, like the clearing, the connecting, the positive visualization, and really giving positive energy to them. And you do that daily. And then it's like putting the order into the restaurant. And then you're putting the order into the universe. And you follow your intuitive signs that will lead you towards the manifestation. Now, can you sometimes get confused, or maybe you're not sure? Like I think Misty was talking about making sure you're on the right path. Here's the thing that I want you all to know. We're in Earth School. Okay? We are all in Earth School. All right? And as beings, as people in Earth School, you're doing the best you know how to do in any moment in time. So you may think you're on the right path, and you feel you're on the right path. And you know what? Maybe it's the right path for right now. And maybe it will change. Or maybe you're going to something's going to happen and you get put on a different path. Like an example of that is you have a job, and you have a job that, let's say, you love. And then all of a sudden there's budget cuts, or you may be not happy in your job, either way. And all of a sudden there's budget cuts and you lose your job. And you wonder, how am I going to live? How am I going to make it? And somehow you find a way to make it work. And some of that may be following your intuition and taking actions. Maybe it's networking and connecting with people. And before you know it, maybe you're on a totally different path that you were. And you start loving it even more. You start feeling on passion. You start feeling more on purpose. You start feeling more fulfilled because you're starting to move towards what you love. And that circumstance looks like it could be a negative, but perhaps it was the universe stepping in and saying, detour, time for a detour, or time for a change, and putting you on a different path, which is actually the path you need to be on. So all of that is part of what can happen as you're working on the manifestation. And your job is to keep listening to your intuition, to keep clearing any fears, any doubts, any issues around any trusting and that this is happening. If you have any doubts or fears or trust that this is happening, there's clearing to do. And so it's going back to the clearing part. And so I really want to support you in knowing that it's all part of the journey. And really, what I've heard again and again is the saying, it's not even the manifestation, it's the journey and the process to get there. And so what that means is when you watch the journey of you and the process that you had to go through in order for that manifestation to occur, you have learned an important lesson in manifestation. And once you've learned that, and it could be little manifestations or bigger ones, I want you to start noticing even little manifestations. Like, for example, maybe you're thinking of getting a certain type of cup of coffee, and the next thing you know, you get guided, you're going out, and all of a sudden a friend comes by and says, "Oh, I got an extra cup of coffee." That's a manifestation of something you wanted. And it's important for you to take note and acknowledge, look, I manifested my cup of coffee. So it could be small ones like that, or bigger ones like um, moving towards a job or your career or your path, your destiny of what you're here to do. It could be financial freedom. It could be health and having a healthy, radiant body. It could be bringing in that divine love that you've been seeking or wanting. So, and that when I say that wanting is important. There's a couple of things about wanting. One is wanting something is important for you want to be able to desire. You want to have a goal or a vision that you know you're working on achieving. But it's important for you not to be in that wanting where there's need or lack or desperation. Because when you're in the need, lack, or desperation, you're clinging, and this is where that attachment comes in, to perhaps a specific outcome, or, oh my God, I need this to happen. Or I expect there's so much to happen, and then you get disappointed. So it's really about learning that energy of surrender and letting go and detachment, and learning how to detach. And somebody says, hi. And so I want to give you how do you know? Okay. How do you know when you're holding on too tight? Okay. So something to look for when you're holding on too tight. How do you know? So the way that you know that you're holding on too tight is you start feeling really anxious, or you start feeling really anxious about this happening. Like, let's say you're in the process of looking for a new job, or you're wanting to manifest the next level of your life purpose or career, and you feel this anxiety, and there's so much anxiety. Oh my God, it has to happen. It has to happen. And then you're like, if you're in that anxiety, you're holding on. You're holding on, and you're not in the surrender. So your job is to keep working on letting go what's creating the anxiety. And what's creating maybe it's the fear of, will I be able to have enough money? Will I make it? How will I survive? So all of that is working, because I really want you all to know that as you clear limiting beliefs and emotions, as you clear them and opening up to the trust and the faith and the abundance, and knowing that the universe and that spirit, that you are being taken care of. And even if you think that you're not sure if you're on the right path or the wrong path, know that any path, that you can keep asking the question, is this for my highest good? Is this the path? And to really see if you can tune in to, yes, this feels right, or no, this is not right, but I don't know what's next. and learning to, if you don't know what's next, it's learning to sit in the quietness and the silence and asking to be shown. Show me, make it really clear to me what's next or what do I do. Now, if you're feeling frustrated that it hasn't happened yet, then you're not in that energy of detachment. You're in holding on. And if you're holding on into that frustration, then you're not letting go and surrendering. So all of that is important. And if you're in constantly checking signs or proof, now when it's and here's the thing, this is really interesting. So if you're checking the signs and proof from a place of the fear or your doubts, you're not in the letting go and surrendering, because you feel like you need the proof, you need the signs. Yes, the word need, to know that you're on track. When you are on track, and this is where it's interesting, when you're on track, you will get the signs and the proof, and you're like, oh, goody, I'm in joy, I'm excited, I'm looking forward. I'm so, like you're in this energy of, yes, I am on track. The signs are coming in. I know the universe is saying to me, I got this. This is happening. I believe. I trust. I have faith. And you know that you're on track. So that's another way to tell that you're on track. And another way that you're not in that alignment is if you're overthinking and you're doubting yourself. You want to be in the flow of the intuition, trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, so that you're in that energy of flow, and it's happening and it's manifesting. You keep taking the steps, the big ones, the little ones, the in-between ones, towards your manifestation. And it's really important. What I want to support all of you in doing is to remember to surrender and to know not to lose hope, to keep sight of your vision, of your goals, as you go through this whole process of manifestation, and knowing that that your soul wouldn't give you a vision or a goal that you couldn't achieve, and that you are being guided every step of the way. And your job is opening to your intuition and your guidance in order to make it, in order to bring it into form. And that is what it's all about. So join me. We're going to talk more about inspired and empowered living for a thriving business and life more next week. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be tuning in and seeing what the universe would like you to know. So stay tuned and let's see what I'm being guided. And sometimes I do it on what the questions are, or what I'm being guided by spirit. So we'll see. And I always get curious, what's next? What's next? And so I want you to know that I look forward to having you join us next week. And we are live on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern on Talk for TV, W4WN, and my YouTube channel. And also know that you can also find the podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Amazon, and many more. And I wish you an inspired and empowered day and night, and an inspired and empowered week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye for now.